Did you know your cat might be feeling deeply lonely, and you have no idea it's happening? They don't cry, they don't beg, they don't cause a scene. Instead, they suffer in silence, through quiet behaviors that look normal on the outside, but are heartbreaking on the inside. Most people miss the signs. Not because they don't care, but because cats are experts at hiding how they feel. In this video, I'm going to show you 11 powerful and surprising signs that your cat is silently struggling with loneliness. These aren't the typical behaviors you've heard 100 times before. These are fresh, real, emotional signs that go unnoticed by almost everyone. But once you recognize them, you'll understand your cat on a whole new level. So if you truly love your cat and want to give them the emotional connection they deserve, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and stay with me until the end. Because what you'll discover today might just change the way you see your cat forever. Number 1. The empty room ritual. Have you seen your cat quietly walk into an unused room, stand there for a few seconds, then leave without doing anything? No playing, no exploring, just stillness. It might look random, but it's actually one of the quietest cries for company. Cats remember where they used to feel connection, where they played with you, where another pet used to be, or where noise once filled the space. When they return to these rooms, they're searching for a feeling that's gone. It's a soft ritual of hope. Maybe this time, someone will show up. When no one does, they walk away a little more alone than before. Number 2. The sudden shadow. If your cat has recently started following you from room to room, without making a sound or asking for anything, that's not just curiosity. That's loneliness in motion. They don't need food, or a toy, or attention in that moment. They just don't want to be left behind. When cats feel emotionally empty, they start sticking closer to the only source of energy left in their world. You. Your footsteps become their comfort. Following you becomes their silent way of saying, "Please don't forget I'm here." Number 3. Fake napping. You glance over and see your cat curled up, eyes closed, peaceful, right? But if you look closer, they're not actually asleep. Their ears are still alert. Their breathing is too shallow. Their tail occasionally twitches. This isn't rest, it's retreat. Lonely cats often fake nap to avoid the discomfort of doing nothing. It's their version of zoning out. They're not relaxed, they're emotionally stalled. They're resting their body because their mind has nowhere else to go. Number 4. Invisible toys. Sometimes your cat starts playing with nothing. They swat at the air, chase a ghost in the hallway, or pounce on an empty spot. It may seem funny or odd, but it's not just random behavior. When cats don't get enough stimulation or emotional interaction, their brain invents something to fill the silence. These invisible toys are lonely cats' imagination in survival mode. They're trying to feel something, excitement, challenge, engagement, because no one's around to give it to them. Number 5. The quiet meal. A happy cat eats like it's an experience. There's sniffing, crunching, even a little flair. But a lonely cat eats like it's a chore. They might take a few bites and walk away. They may not even bother to come when you pour the food. Why? Because eating for many cats is social. It's a moment that's tied to presence, yours. When they feel emotionally empty, food loses its excitement. They're not hungry for nutrients. They're hungry for connection. And when that's missing, even meals feel meaningless. Number 6. Window stillness. You see your cat sitting by the window for hours, staring out in total silence. Not chirping at birds. Not following movement. Just sitting. This stillness can be mistaken for calm, but it's often a quiet sign of longing. They're not watching. They're waiting. A lonely cat uses the window like a screen, hoping for anything to break the silence inside. A falling leaf, a bird, a human shadow, anything that makes them feel connected to the outside world. Because inside, it's starting to feel too empty. Number 7. Midnight wandering. You wake up in the night and hear tiny footsteps or catch your cat pacing down the hallway. This isn't just feline night energy. Midnight wandering is often how lonely cats try to escape the emptiness they feel during the quietest hours. When the world is asleep and the silence gets louder, they start moving. Not because they want to, but because they need to feel something. They're walking through the darkness, hoping it will lead them to comfort. But it usually doesn't. Number 8. The greeting that fades. Cats often greet you with excitement. Tail up, tiny meows, rubbing on your legs. But if your cat used to do that and now greets you more passively, that change is worth noticing. A fading greeting is a fading emotional spark. They used to get excited because your return filled the gap they felt. But over time, if their loneliness goes unaddressed, even your arrival doesn't recharge them the same way. They still love you. They're just tired of hoping for more connection than they end up receiving. Number 9. The clean spot obsession. Has your cat become overly focused on cleaning one spot on their body, licking the same area again and again even when it's not dirty? This repetitive grooming isn't about hygiene. It's about anxiety. Lonely cats often develop small rituals that give them a false sense of control. Obsessive licking is like stress eating or nail biting in humans. It gives them something to do, something to feel. It's a sign they're overwhelmed and deeply understimulated. Number 10. The silent sit-in. Picture this. You're watching TV, reading, or cooking, and your cat just sits nearby, watching you. Not playing, not interacting, just sitting and staring. This behavior is loaded with emotion. They don't want to interrupt you. They just want to feel near you. A lonely cat doesn't always ask for attention outright. They simply place themselves near what they miss most, your presence. That quiet sit-in is a soft, invisible plea. I won't bother you, but I'm still here. Number 11. The door that wasn't closed. Sometimes your cat stares at a door that's already open, just sits there, eyes fixed, unmoving. Not trying to go through it. Not afraid. Just staring. At first glance, it makes no sense. But this behavior holds a quiet, emotional weight. That open doorway represents something to them. A possibility. A memory. A maybe. It could be the door you usually come through when you get home. The one a partner or another pet used to enter. Or just the threshold where life used to feel more alive. When your cat stares at it, they're not looking for what's on the other side. They're longing for what used to come through it. It's the door that wasn't closed, not physically, but emotionally. Your cat senses that something's missing beyond it, and they keep hoping it will return. This is one of the loneliest sights you'll ever miss, because it's so quiet, so still. But it speaks volumes. A cat that sits at an open doorway, without crossing it, is stuck in an emotional loop, waiting, wishing, wondering why the connection that used to fill their world isn't coming back through that space anymore. They're not trapped by walls. They're trapped by the silence behind that door. Most people think of cats as independent, aloof creatures who prefer solitude. But behind that calm gaze and silent walk is a soul that craves warmth, familiarity, and connection, just like us. The truth is, loneliness in cats doesn't scream. It doesn't throw tantrums. It whispers through small changes in routine, strange habits, or empty stares. And because those signs are so subtle, they're often missed. Not out of neglect, but because cats are masters at masking their feelings. But now you know better. Every quiet sit, every aimless walk, every motionless stare into a room or doorway. It might just be your cat reaching out in the only way they know how. So if any of these signs feel familiar, don't brush them off. Spend a little more time. Speak a little softer. Play a little longer. Because, to your cat, you're not just a caretaker. You are their entire world. And sometimes, all it takes to bring them back to life is knowing you noticed. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to like it. We'll see you in the next video.